All right, y'all, let's talk about it because it is official. Your favorite internet unk is no longer with Destination Smokehouse. Just weeks after he basically told Black America to stop mentioning race and stop defending him.
I'm not. I'm not at Destination Smokehouse. Uh, I'm with Tendernism now. I had to go on my own, you know, so that way I can do what I have to do. So I don't want nobody to be, it is what it is.
Now, we can't confirm whether he was actually fired because Unc never said that he was fired, and neither has Destination Smokehouse. But what we can talk about is the real question. Should we even be supporting Unc? Because this pattern where a Black person tells us, I don't need saving, then turns around and gets played, we've seen this too many times. Let's start with why Unc blew up. Walter Johnson, also known as Unc, is the classic Black uncle archetype, the funny, animated, big-hearted elder who brings joy into a room without even trying. The glasses toss, the disbelief, the over-the-top reactions, it felt like somebody we all know, and that's why people connected. He wasn't a stranger, he was family. But everything shifted when Keith Lee, a popular food critic, tried to bless Unc with $4,000 and wasn't allowed to see him. And that's when folks started asking questions, and the internet discovered Unc wasn't even the owner. He wasn't a partner, he wasn't a co-founder, he was just the mascot. Meanwhile, the Albanian owner was the one holding the trademarks, the paperwork, and the money. And that's when people said, oh no, y'all, Unc is being used. But here's the uncomfortable part. Was he being exploited or was he complicit?
Back, I want to let y'all know something. I lived too long, somebody taking advantage of me. That part of taking advantage of me, there's a lot of things people could do in life. That's not something we do here at Destination. This is one in the nation.
Yes, sir.
I remember just like these two, the same two people on this podcast right now is the same two people know something about Destination. But see, the media just get off and run with the negative stuff, and I tell them all the time, don't be feeding into that negativity, because they ain't not just somebody trying to push, divide and conquer. We doing what we do. We love doing it. I love eating. I like to eat. Yeah, so to that, negative.
See, Walt is a Black transplant to California, and transplants often come with a different racial psychology, especially older Black men who've spent decades trying to outrun racism elsewhere.
All you got to do is come here. You'll find out the food is tremendous. The food is excellent. But the whole thing I'm getting at is this here. Black, white, that ain't got nothing to do with this here. Perfection is what got something to do with this here. We personalize in teaching tendernism, perfection first, clean food, clean place to come, a nice atmosphere. It's not just from one side, it's not two sides. We want the whole world to come. It don't make no difference what color you is or none of that. And when you come in here, you shouldn't think about color. Only thing you should think about is coming in and having an enjoyable time at Destination Smokehouse Eatery in Marietta, California, the southern part.
Moving to a rural, inland, non-Black area like Hemet or Marietta tells me he might have wanted to be the lone Black man. You know, the special one. The performer who finally gets to be that guy. And his loyalty to the owner, defending him against the entire Black community time after time, fits a pattern that we've seen too many times. Let's be honest, Unc was happy performing until Black America arrived. We've all seen this dynamic. A Black person doing the most for non-Black folks, and the second another Black person walks in, the shame hits. That's what happened online. Black America said, Unc, we love you, but this ain't it. And the internet refused to let him exploit himself even if he wanted to. But then things shifted. We saw less of Unc. We discovered the owner has trademark filings on the Tendernism name. The owner also started pushing other staff to the forefront in the videos. And instead of addressing the owner, Unc addressed us. On MLK Day, he gave that speech about bringing all the races together, which was basically him telling Black America to stop talking about race and defending him. But for what? For exploitation? For approval? For proximity to white people?
During the day, Dr. Martin Luther King. Good man, wasn't he? Bring all people together. All people together. All people. You know, we can go to Stone Mountain, Georgia. We all got to come together. All of us. We human.
To this day, Unc hasn't said anything about what's really going on. All we know is that he's not with Destination Smokehouse anymore. A Houston rapper has offered to fund a restaurant for Unc. A GoFundMe was created, and people are trying to help. But when you look at Unc, his face, he looks really hurt. And I think this hurt comes from this. He gave everything. His recipes, his personality, his Black American cultural access to a random white man of whom he hoped would validate him. He wanted to prove racism could be overcome through loyalty. And let's just keep it 100. He really liked his role at Destination Smokehouse. So, here's where I land. Support without accountability isn't support, it's enabling. And this moment is a teachable one for him and for us. For Walt, this is a reminder that the era has changed. Black America is not scattered, silent, or isolated anymore. We're coming together, we're supporting each other, and we're paying attention. The days of performing non-Black approval while dismissing your own community are over. If he wanted our support, and if he wants our support, he has to meet us in this new moment with honesty, humility, and respect. And for us, this is a chance to practice something we haven't always had the space to do. Hold people accountable with love. We can care about Walt, we can see his hurt, we can understand the psychology behind his choices, and still use discretion about who we uplift, who we invest in, and who we call back home. We've already shown him love. We've already shown him protection. Now it's time for him to show that he understands the community he pushed away, because healing goes both ways. You've been listening to Glamourus. If this breakdown gave you something to think about, go ahead and like the video. I want you to also share the video with somebody who's been following this whole Tendernism saga but hasn't heard this angle yet. And I do want to hear from you. And tell me where you stand. Should we be supporting Unc? Should he apologize? Does he need to say our name? And I'm sorry to the Black community. And if you like more deep dives like this, please do subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss the next one.